Hi there, today I'm back with a review of Deck Z, The Titanic, Unsinkable, Undead by Chris Pauls and Matt Solomon. I originally read this as an ebook, but I liked it so much I decided to pick up a physical copy. It's only about 222 pages, a relatively thin book, and it is basically historical zombie fiction, which I think should be a new genre. I am a Titanic fanatic. I have read so many books on the Titanic, even the Senate hearings from the survivors and everything. Very fascinating reading. I love the picture books and everything. I've always just been really drawn to this moment in history. And I'm also a lover of anything with zombies. Love The Walking Dead. I've read several various fictions and series with zombies. So when I heard about this book, the combination of these two interests of mine, I had to read it. And I had to figure out how they were going to combine the actual tragic events of the sinking of the Titanic. Is that a spoiler? Yeah. Over 100 years since the Titanic sank. But the authors very meticulously keep to those facts. It does strike an iceberg, it does sink, but we have the whole zombie aspect of this story. Now, it follows a main character, Theodore Weiss. He's a scientist who is studying a plague that has broken out, and he's studying a very particular virulent strain of it that turns its victims into flesh-eating monsters. And yes, the term zombies comes up later in the book. And what he begins to suspect is that the German government is poking around in his research and stealing information with the plans to build a virulent strain of this plague, basically to weaponize it. And that is something he is totally against. So when he finds this out, he decides to blow up his lab, destroying all evidence of his research, except for one vial of the strain, because he still hopes to find a cure for this plague. And trying to keep out of the hands of the German government, he decides to board the Titanic and make his way to America. And that is how we end up with this plague sort of breaking out on board the Titanic. Now, I won't go into all the details of that. You'll find out if you read the book. But I love the way the authors kept true to the basic facts of of history with how the Titanic strikes an iceberg. We have our major players of history here. We have Captain Smith. We have Bruce J. Ismay from the White Star Line. Thomas Andrew, the architect of the ship. Harold Bride, the wireless operator, all these major characters, some that do survive and some do not. And then we have Theodore Weiss and some of these fictional characters brought in, and all the action and everything and suspense going on, and the way it's all weaved together just perfectly. We see a little bit more of our main characters, like the captain and Andrew, taking on a little bit different role in regards to what's happening with this plague outbreak on board the ship. And there is also some agents from the German government that are trying to stop Theodore Weiss from escaping with this vial of the plague. They want to take it back and still continue with their plans to build this sort of weaponized virus. It was just a really, really great read. It felt kind of weird saying you enjoy this story because, of course, there is an actual tragedy here based on actual fact, but then you kind of suspend your, reality and just kind of dive into this zombie-type story. But lots of action, lots of great characters throughout. I think they did a really fabulous job of writing this, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's interested in anything dealing with the Titanic, or you just want a really good action story or a zombie story. I highly recommend picking this one up. Like I said, it's a pretty quick read. You can get it as an ebook or physical copy, and I think you'll find a really enjoyable read out of this. So, yeah, that's my review of Deck Z. I overall, I believe, gave this 4 stars. It was a little slow start where they're kind of building up the background with the thing, the plague and everything like that. But I think overall I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. But definitely recommend you pick it up. So that's my review. Thanks for watching. And yeah, let me know if anybody else has read this. Don't give any away, any details, but let me know what you thought of it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.